Hey everyone, this is Authentically Alive Coaching. My name is Mitch, and this is part two of the negative approach to happiness. In the first video, I covered the first 5 concepts about the negative approach to happiness. So in this video, I want to cover the second 5 things and then discuss those a little bit. So let's get right to it. So number 6, it's okay not to be okay. Now, this is such an important concept because there's obviously going to be times in our lives when we don't feel well, when things are not going well for us emotionally, and we just wish that it would end. Sometimes it doesn't even matter how long it's been going on for, whether it's an hour or whether it's a week. We just want it to be over. We're like, I just want to get back to feeling good again. Why can't I just feel good again? And here's the thing. If we stop resisting that and we realize, okay, you know what? I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna feel this, I'm gonna be open, I'm not gonna suppress or deny these emotions, I'm gonna sit with them, I'm gonna allow them to course through me, I'm gonna feel whatever it is I need to feel, and then I'm gonna let it go. In fact, that's the fastest way to get over feeling emotionally negative, is to feel, allowing yourself to feel. And the second part of this is embracing failure. Of course, we never wanna fail, but failing is the best way to learn. And I like to say that it's really important to fail forward instead of failing backward. Because if you fail forward, yes, you failed, yes, you made a mistake, but now you know another way that doesn't work. And this is something that I'm sure we've all heard many times in our lives, but it's actually really difficult to fail forward and to embrace that. But if we can fail forward and we can embrace the learning that we've gained from that, it's so much easier to get through the times when we're not feeling well. And the other thing about failing is that a lot of times we connect it to shame. So we think, if I fail at something, I myself am a failure. We don't say, I failed at this thing, I'm gonna do better, I'm gonna learn from it, I'm gonna move forward. We think, I am a failure, I'm never gonna get this right, I'm gonna stay small and I'm gonna be stuck here forever. So if we can embrace failure, it allows us to get rid of that shame. And it also allows us to have a sense of humor about things, because here's the thing about failure as well. It's usually not as bad as we think. So if we're able to embrace it and we're able to say, okay, I failed at that, but next time I'm gonna do better. In the future, we're gonna look back and we're gonna laugh at that and think, God, why did I make such a big deal out of that? It was just one thing I failed at, but I myself am not a failure. Number 8, letting go. This is what Alan Watts would call the law of reverse effect, which is essentially that the more we try to create an outcome in a situation, the more likely we are to actually create the opposite outcome. So what this really boils down to is the issue of security and control. And what this essentially means about that is that security is an illusion and control is an illusion. We really don't have control over anything outside of our own attitude and the way we react to things. We don't even have control over our own emotions and necessarily how we feel, but we do have a choice in how we react and how we externalize what we feel internally. So letting go of the illusion of security, the illusion of control, and the illusion that we can control outcomes, and especially that we can control situations and other people. That's so important in this process. Number 9, practicing calm non-attachment. Now, this is definitely related to letting go, but what I really want to emphasize here is that it's not situations, it's not people, and it's not events that cause us stress. It's our beliefs and our judgments about those situations that cause us stress and cause us to have emotional reactions. So if we can suspend our judgment and we can suspend the things that we believe about situations that aren't necessarily true, that will definitely help us to remain calm and non-attached to situations, because we don't necessarily expect an outcome. And again, we're not in control of what's happening outside of us. We only control how we react. And number 10, this is an interesting one. And it's something that Buddhist philosophers will tell you, and certainly other philosophers will tell you this, but number 10 is contemplate death, which really means contemplating your own mortality. Contemplate and think about and feel through the fact that you are not going to live forever. At any time, anything could happen. Again, security, control, those things are illusions. All that you can control is how you react in this moment. And there's actually a really beautiful quote. I think it's Gary Vee that said it, and he said, "You have one fucking life, do something about it." And that's a really beautiful quote, because it really speaks to the fact that you are mortal, you have a limited amount of time on this earth, and what did you do with it? Did you take it by the reins and did you tackle the shit out of your life? Or did you just go with the flow and you always say, someday I'm gonna change, someday I'm gonna do this? What did you do in this moment? Contemplate the fact that you are not gonna be here forever and see if that has an effect on your emotional state. All right, thank you guys for listening. That was part 2 of the negative approach to happiness. I hope you gained some insight from this video. I'd love to hear what you think. Send me a message, leave me a comment if you have something to say, and I'd love to get into a discussion about it. Again, this is a dynamic process. These videos are meant to bring up more questions. They're not about answers. They're about ideas and provoking more questions. So thank you guys for watching.